said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, as we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Missouri Tigers, taking on the #1 team in the land, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Sooners will boot it away to start the game. He'll bring it out. It's Jones. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Tigers offense takes the field. So the last time these two got together, the nails were chewed down to the cuticles. It was a barn burner. Think we get another one of those, Jesse?
I certainly hope so, Reese. And I know that mental toughness is very cliche in all of sports, especially college football. David, it's something that coaches are always harping on, but this is one of those games. The team that's most mentally tough at the end, they probably win.
Especially in rivalry games, especially in big moments, especially when there's more to it than just a game. So I think that this is something that who can focus, who can stay disciplined, who can stay tough and keep and block out all the noise.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll try the run. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Caught behind the line. It's Terry. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge third down play. With the catch, it's Manning. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40.
Well, when you're running the curl route against zone coverage as a QB, you know you've got to get the receiver the ball quickly. This quarterback has a cannon for an arm. He showed you on that last throw, and the offense picks up the first down.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong, the emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
Leaves it with the back. Only a short gain on that run. Defense played it well. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They'll run play action. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Pulls it in. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12.
Talking to their coaches, they said, we are going to run the ball on the first drive of this game and really see if we can establish that line of scrimmage. You've seen that early so far, and after that explosive run, they've now set themselves up here in the red zone looking to score some points.
Right back to it. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
And already this guy is leaving his mark on this game. Opening drive, back-to-back runs where he's found a way to get positive yards. He was able to pick up the first on that last carry. They should keep feeding him the football. The more success they have, it's going to open up the play-action game.
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Missouri!
What a luxury for an offense to have. The ability to set the tone on the ground, giving that guy the football time after time, making offense easy, being physical, and really setting the tone for this football game.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Sooners offense has its first opportunity of the day. And the story is going to be in this one. Will this quarterback be able to operate before that big fella on the defensive front gets right in his grill, Jesse?
And listen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he better play with the clock in his head in this one. He's not going to have a lot of time. There were a lot of quarterbacks around the SEC that probably felt this way back when they played the Georgia Bulldogs and David Pollock, right?
Yeah, especially those real teams with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But, like, here's what's fun. You can't throw the ball off your back. And that's what this guy's going to try to do. Get to the quarterback, affect him. The bottom line is every quarterback becomes really human when you hit him. Can he hit him and make him human?
To the ground with the back. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. You know, Oklahoma's DNA is being tough. They have a whole drill about being tough named after them, the Oklahoma drill, and they won that one.
Yeah, and we've seen that kind of come and go some throughout the years, but it started with serious physicality back in the day when they ran the option and just hit you in the mouth. But, you know, football's involved, and that's the one thing about this offense. Can they keep their physicality and assert their physicality? The good Oklahoma teams are physical.
And after a successful run like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on second, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on third.
They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. Despite the upset of Alabama last season, Brent Venables' Oklahoma team took a step back, just his second losing season since 1998. That makes this season about Boomer sooner and not later.
They've got to get the quarterback position right. When you think Oklahoma, David, we think about guys like Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts. They need to get that quarterback position solidified if they're going to make the next step in the SEC.
Well, and that's why you went to the transfer portal, got the #1 guy, got a new OC, like a lot of new faces in Norman, but how can Brent Venables mesh it together, get that offense rolling to go with this consistent defense?
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wide receiver going in motion. On the move, it's Ott. Breaks into the open. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
That's a nice run. This guy has it all, doesn't he? He has speed, he has shiftiness, and he has power. The power reminds me of an old great Sooner running back, Marcus Dupree, arguably one of the most gifted runners college football has ever seen. A guy that didn't quite pan out at the NFL level because of injuries. This dude has it in him, though, and I'm sure he's reminding a lot of people in the stadium right now of good old Marcus Dupree.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Fires to the tight end. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. First play of the period, first down here. Off the play fake on first down. Finds his man. It's Burks. And they pick up just a few on that completion. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Oklahoma. We have a new #1 team in the nation this week. Guys, they've made it to the mountaintop, and usually that just means now everybody's shooting at you.
I think a lot of people are waiting to see is how they wear this #1, if they change it all moving forward. But, David, talking to their players this week, they were saying they knew they were the #1 team before the season even started. Everybody else is just figuring that out now.
Yeah, and you got to love the confidence of this squad and going out and earning that #1 ranking. But it's another thing completely to keep it and to continue to have that edge and that hunger. Let's see if they can do it.
On first and goal, they have a chance to answer with a score of their own. They'll try to get it in with the run. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Now on second and goal. They'll move the tight end. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here, and just be smart with the football.
As the offense, you want to get the ball to your playmakers and let them make a decision, let them make a guy miss, but not with that kind of defense. They were all over it right away. No third down conversion for you.
It'll be fourth and goal, and it'll be a tough one. Wideout trying to get it in, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Sooners! That drive was what every father wants his daughter's romances to be like. Slow, take your time, drain the clock, no hurry at all.
Sometimes love is a slow burn. And that's what we just saw in that last drive. I am so impressed with the execution, and I love their ability to run the football. These players, they're coached up. They're coming out here, and they are executing exactly. How their coaches prepared them to do in this game.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Makes the grab. It's Manning. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
The thing I like about the slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Missouri will have to send out the punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. First one is away, and boy, did he put in work in that loss last week, kicking it 5 times. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Dropping back, it's Mateer. The sure hands, it's Sategna. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Guys, Oklahoma's transition to the SEC in 2024 taught them a lesson that you might be able to get by at times without offensive consistency, but you won't thrive. So what kind of pressure, David, is the new guy under center under?
A lot of pressure, but obviously the experience, the transfer over. He was the top guy at that spot in the transfer portal. You bring in a new offensive coordinator, new weapons around him, so a revamped new Oklahoma offense. They're hoping they will match their defense in those wins.
Turning it on! Got the first down and more. Stop is made at the 36, but he picked up 10 on that one and has a fresh set of downs. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. The Sooners with the 1st and 10. To the ground, he's got it again. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Here's the pressure. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Nice job by this defense here. They didn't do a good enough job on the last drive, but, man, we got to get to the quarterback, affect him, get him in predictable situations like you did right here now on 3rd and long.
On the run, deep down the right side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. How about this senior picking up some yardage and making a nice play on that one?
That is a huge play early in this game. We came into this thing wondering just how aggressive this offense wanted to be, and there you go. First half, 4th and long. We're not bringing the punter out on the field. We've got a guy that we think can read the defense and deliver a strike, and we've got playmakers stretching the field vertically. They show you how dangerous they can be on that last 4th down there.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. The holder will kneel at the 24, a 34-yarder coming from the right hash. He splits the uprights. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. Fielded in the end zone, it's Jones. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before.
He's loose. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to throw. It's Horn. Not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep, good coverage.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Under fire. Finds his big tight end. They'll immediately call timeout. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down. And as the clock is winding down here in the first half, they'll send out the field goal team. And that is no good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Missouri will kick it off to open this second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to get the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
Just a little off. Incomplete.
I love the job here by the linebacker. He just kind of floats and he's shuffling and he's waiting to see which way the quarterback's going to go with the football. Not able to snag it out of the air, but hey, batting it away, it's a big-time play.
That's caught. It's Burks. Tackle was made right at the 22-yard line. That's not enough for the first down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
At the 35, he's loose. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
This quarterback's athleticism, I think, makes it a little bit easier for you as a head coach when you decide to go for it on fourth down, because if it's not there to throw the ball, his athleticism can just take over. He can go get it himself and keep the drive alive. Really nice job that time by the QB.
And the Sooners getting set on 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. It's Mateer. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush, Reese. Just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
Here's a heat. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That is the exact energy they talked about at halftime, like coming out with right now for this defense. You're trailing, but it's a close game. It's a one-possession game. Come out and set the tone. That's exactly what they did, forcing the punt on the first drive.
The Sooners will call on their punt team. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They haven't really been able to line up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Find some fresh air. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll leave it with him. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game done.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Recovers the fumble, and he's still going.
The ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. They're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. To the air, it's Horn. Here comes the heat. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
Man, there are defensive players out there that can just take games over, and that's what's happening with this guy right now. He is not cooperating with the offensive game plan. A sack on 2 consecutive plays, and now on 3rd down, you know he's pinning his ears back again.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd down, they got to get it to Neptune. He'll have to launch a rocket. He stopped short, and it's 4th down.
Love the coverage and not giving up an inch defensively there. 3rd down, smothering the receiver. As soon as he caught the ball, down he went. They've got this offense pinned.
And the returner goes down. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
The offense sets up shop at the 46 on first down. To the air on first down. Got a man. It's Sategna. Across the 25. He's got room. He's brought down the one. A play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Using his legs to top. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Scanning the field, it's Mateer. Using his feet to buy time. And they're able to keep him from scoring as he's guided out of bounds at the 5.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the range. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
And that's a really good example of a quarterback and his intended target both being on the same page. The timing was almost perfect on that play. That's why they were able to convert the third down, now setting up first and goal.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Trying to slam in. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. At the end of the period, Oklahoma has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Trying to power it in. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
With these last 2 plays, they've just taken this drive and thrown it right into the fire. Can they snatch it out on 3rd and goal? To the air, it's Mateer. Scrambling away. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
Here comes the 2-point try.
Pace, 27, jump!
They'll move the wide receiver. Trying to barge in. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line. The 2-point attempt is no good as they are unable to extend the lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Let's see what he can do with the return. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Good pickup on the ground there. Give him 5 to the 16-yard line.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on second down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. And they got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
The Tigers will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. The Sooner fans booming, a cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Horn. Quick completion on the out. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
And his offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like, you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
That's caught. It's Coleman. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. Catch in the middle, it's Coleman. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. Missouri gets to the line quickly.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play, because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Makes the grab. It's Hardy. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the 1st down. They'll spot it at the 22. The upset's been bubbling all day. Now at a full-fledged boil. Guys, see if they can finish it off.
Can the underdog hold on? That's the big question right now. They've done so many positive things in this game, David, to put themselves in position to win, but this is the critical moment where your execution has got to be at its best.
And sometimes you start thinking now, and you start letting that clock tick, and you stop kind of playing carefree. Keep doing what you've done all day long to build the lead, finish this thing out, pull off the big upset.
3rd down, and these fans trying to make it impossible to communicate. Just keep slinging it. Floating away. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the 1st down, and he slides in safely. And the Tigers, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Now on 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Horn. Under fire. And it's caught for the late touchdown. So how about this? Maybe we are set up for a finish.
That is such a great job by the offense, putting together a touchdown drive when they needed it most. Not a lot of time left to go, but if their defense can get them the ball back, they've got an opportunity to kick a field goal and walk out of here with a win.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. These are the games, these are the moments, this is the opportunity for the finish that people remember in rivalries like this one.
And those highlights that are shown for years and years to come. These big-time moments, Palmer, coming down to the wire, who steps up and makes the big-time play.
And this is why you lift the weights in the offseason. This is why you do all the gassers and all the sprints. For moments like this, game on the line in one of the biggest games of the year.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10.
6 remain. Set ready.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Looking to throw, it's Mateer. With the catch, it's Sategna. Crosses the 30, he's got to lay it. And he murders into the end zone. Touchdown Sooners! When that receiver got free, it was all over.
It's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point is good, and the lead is 9 here in the 4th. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the Mountain West, which is why this one is notable. San Diego State is down right now, but this young man under center today has shown some moxie. We could see a legend born in Snapdragon Stadium today. It's less than a touchdown lead. They're trailing by 6 to San Jose State. Just another week in the Mountain West where the only constant is chaos, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll start this drive with a pass. Finds his man. It's Terry. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. Going to take a shot on 2nd and short. Complete downfield. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. Looking to pass. It's Horn. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Well, the windows right now to throw into are getting smaller and smaller. How about the defender that time breaking on the ball? It was the hit that caused the incompletion.
Got it in the middle. It's Manning. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. And they'll spike the ball to try to save as much time as they can.
No gain on the play.
Brings up second down.
On the ready.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to pass. That's reeled in. It's Coleman.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their...
Throws toward the end zone. Just missed his man. Gave him just a little too much.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Right down the boulevard. It's good. That'll pull them back to within 6.
Well, they make the kick. They're now within a possession, but they don't have any timeouts left. So you're expecting them to come out here in an onside formation, and let's see what happens. This is going right down to the wire.
Just over 30 seconds to play. They'll line up for the onside kick, and they've got to get it to have a shot. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
They'll give it to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you could talk about how you went out, dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go into the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.